Have you ever stopped to wonder, what if someone you love, a friend, a sibling, a parent, suddenly found themselves at the center of a manhunt? Not because they're a criminal, but because of one small mistake. One decision that seemed harmless at the time. Today's short film takes us on an emotional roller coaster. A gripping, heart-wrenching story that reminds us how quickly life can change. It's a powerful tale about trust, consequences, and the thin line between right and wrong. In just a few minutes, you'll be pulled into a world where the familiar becomes frightening, and where the people we think we know can suddenly become strangers in the face of fear and blame. This isn't just a story. It's a reflection of real-life moments where everything can unravel in the blink of an eye. The film you're about to see isn't just moving. It's unforgettable. It will make you think twice about how we judge others and how we react when someone we care about makes a mistake. So sit back, stay with me, and prepare for a story that's as intense as it is emotional. This is one of those rare short films that sticks with you long after the screen fades to black. Because sometimes it's the quietest moments, the ones we overlook, that turn into the most powerful stories of all. The film opens with a glimpse into the simple, hard-working life of a father. Every day, he heads out early to earn a living, leaving his young daughter behind at home. At first glance, everything feels peaceful, quiet, even a little comforting in its routine. But beneath that calm surface lies a story filled with pain, secrets, and emotional weight. The heart of this story revolves around Hang, a young girl whose adoptive mother is at the center of a painful scandal. This woman, once a caregiver and protector, is now accused of harming her own daughter-in-law. And as the story unfolds, we learn that she's not just hiding from the community. She's running from her own son, the man determined to find her and hold her accountable for what happened. But here's where the story takes a powerful turn. In the middle of all this confusion and suspicion, a young neighbor, a girl with no obligation to get involved, quietly opens her heart and her home. Despite the fear, despite not knowing the whole truth, she chooses to shelter this woman. She hides her, protects her, and risks everything out of empathy, kindness, and the belief that maybe, just maybe, things aren't always as they seem. What begins as a slice-of-life story about a humble family becomes a deeply emotional and suspenseful tale about guilt, forgiveness, and moral courage. It challenges viewers to think about what they would do in the same situation. Would you turn someone in without knowing the full story? Or would you take the risk to help someone the world has already judged? This film doesn't just tell a story. It invites you to feel every moment, every hesitation, and every heartbeat of those involved. And by the end, you're left with questions that linger long after the credits roll. After a long, exhausting day at work, the father returns home, weary but determined. He's made a decision. He's going to take his child to live with a grandmother for easier care. In their modest little home, the child listens attentively as he gives careful instructions. Keep the door locked. Don't go outside. Meanwhile, somewhere else, in a quiet, almost abandoned house, a tense situation unfolds. The man's adoptive mother, the same woman believed to be behind an incident that nearly left his wife unable to speak, is in hiding. She's being secretly sheltered by a young woman who was once close to the family. The air is thick with unease. And just when things seem settled, Hang the woman's son, shows up unexpectedly. He doesn't say much, but his instincts are sharp. Something tells him his mother is nearby, hidden in plain sight. The confrontation happens fast, sudden, intense, and without warning. There's no time to prepare, no time to think. A heavy knock pounds at the door, echoing through the quiet house like a warning shot. It's Hang. He's here. And he's not just knocking, he's banging, relentless, with suspicion written all over his face. His eyes scan every inch of the home from the outside, sharp and untrusting. He's looking for something, or someone. Inside, the tension is suffocating. The young woman, the one who's been hiding Hang's mother, hesitates. Her heart races as she approaches the door, every step heavy with fear. She opens it just a crack, enough to see his face, but not enough to let the truth in. Her voice trembles as she speaks, trying to steady her breath. I don't know anything, she stammers. No one's here. Maybe you should try somewhere else. But Hang isn't buying it. His gut tells him she's lying. Her eyes dart too quickly, her hands fidget nervously. He can feel something's off, and that sixth sense, that deep-rooted instinct, only grows stronger the longer he stands there. Just a few feet away, hidden in the back of the house, his adoptive mother crouches silently in the kitchen. Her breathing is shallow. Every creak in the floorboards, every word exchanged at the door sends a chill down her spine. She knows she's the reason he's here. She knows if she's found, there may be no turning back. She's not just hiding from her son. She's hiding from a painful past, from a moment that nearly destroyed his family. A moment she can't take back. And now, that moment is at the door, demanding answers. The young woman stands her ground, but barely. Her voice shakes. Her body tenses. She knows what she's doing could cost her. Not just the trust of a friend, but her own safety. Still, she chooses to protect. Not because she's sure it's right, but because in her heart, she believes everyone deserves a chance to explain. Even those who may have made unforgivable mistakes. The scene is quiet, but the silence screams. It's a standoff of emotion, fear, guilt, loyalty, and regret, all swirling just beneath the surface. Hang stares into the house, trying to see what's being kept from him. But for now, he turns away, unconvinced but unable to prove what he feels so strongly. As he walks off, the door closes softly behind him. But nothing feels resolved, because some confrontations don't end with answers. They end with more questions, and the weight of what's still left unsaid. But the truth is, not everyone was honest. As soon as Hang walked away from the house, he didn't hesitate. His instincts had been right all along. Something was off. And deep down, he knew exactly who was being hidden behind those walls. Without a second thought, he made the call. Within moments, a team was on its way. They arrived swiftly. The silence that once cloaked the house was shattered by pounding footsteps and sharp commands. And then, it happened. His adoptive mother was found and taken into custody. The woman who once raised him, who once held a place of trust in his life, now struggled against the arms of the law. She kicked, she screamed. Her cries pierced the air, raw with desperation and disbelief. Her face, twisted with fear and sorrow, seemed to plead for understanding, for mercy. But there was none left to give. Hang stood nearby, expressionless, cold, resolved. His heart may have been in turmoil, but his face didn't show it. In that moment, he wasn't her son. He was an officer, a man fulfilling his duty, a man who had chosen justice over blood, truth over emotion. There was no more hesitation, no more uncertainty. The same woman who had once been family was now a suspect. And Hang, torn between the past they shared and the law he served, made his choice. It's a moment that hits hard, one that reminds us how complicated the lines between right and wrong can be. Sometimes, loyalty comes at a price. Sometimes, doing the right thing means breaking your own heart. And so, the scene closes with a haunting image. The car slowly pulling away, the mother inside, handcuffed and escorted, her cries fading into the distance. It's a moment that leaves us with more questions than answers. What really happened? Is she truly guilty? Or is there more to the story than we've been told? This isn't the end. It's just the beginning. Make sure to stay tuned for the next episodes as the truth begins to unravel. Secrets will be exposed and tough choices will have to be made. But above all, one question remains. Is the bond of family strong enough to survive betrayal, pain, and justice? Don't miss what happens next. Because sometimes, healing begins where the truth is finally revealed.
Mở đầu là hình ảnh một gia đình nhỏ trong một ngôi nhà đơn sơ, giản dị. Hàng ngày, anh đi làm sớm để kiếm sống, để lại con ở nhà với những lời dặn dò quen thuộc. Đóng cửa cẩn thận, đừng ra ngoài. Cuộc sống cứ thế trôi qua, tưởng chừng yên ổn, cho đến khi một sự việc chấn động xảy ra. Mẹ nuôi của anh bất ngờ trở thành kẻ bị truy đuổi sau khi bị nghi ngờ đã đổi thuốc của con dâu, khiến cho cô mất khả năng nói. Sự việc khiến gia đình rạn nứt, cộng đồng xa lánh và ngay cả Hằng bây giờ cũng là người trực tiếp điều tra và tìm bắt bà. Trong lúc bà lẩn trốn, một cô gái trẻ hàng xóm đã liều lĩnh che giấu bà. Không phải vì cô tin bà vô tội, mà vì cô cảm nhận được sự đau đớn, hoảng loạn trong ánh mắt bà. Cô tin rằng ai cũng xứng đáng có cơ hội để giải thích, để lắng nghe, ngay cả khi họ đã từng mắc sai lầm lớn. Cao trào cho đến khi Hằng đến nhà cô gái, anh nghi ngờ, trực giác mách bảo rằng mẹ mình đang trốn ở đâu đây. Dù không có bằng chứng rõ ràng, anh vẫn quyết định gọi người đến bắt mẹ mình. Cảnh sát ập đến, người mẹ bị phát hiện, vùng vẫy trong tuyệt vọng. Hằng đứng đó, lạnh lùng, không nói một lời. Trong khoảnh khắc đó, anh không còn là một đứa con, mà còn là người thực thi công lý, sẵn sàng hy sinh tình thân vì điều mình cho là đúng.